What's up, CB101? If y'all are here and you guys want to come to the master class on Sunday, where we're going to teach you how to build super bots right here on Chatfuel, and then just drop an emoji and we are going to get you that info. We're going to be talking about how to build what we call super bots, which is more than just your typical, just really more than your typical ManyCrash bot, right? ManyCrash was great for being able to deliver information and do basic stuff. What we're going to talk about is really how to build what we call a super bot that can go out and do advanced capabilities, which your business is going to, or your businesses or your clients are going to rely on. So I'm going to get in here and I'm going to share my screen, and let's go here, and I want to share that with you. And we're going to talk about Chatfuel, and specifically we're going to talk about how to create a business or a funnel that you can implement right here on implement right here on Chatfuel. Now, what's great about it is it has all the tools that you need to create a funnel, and then it also has all the tools that you need to be able to create an advanced bot, and we're going to show you some of those things as well. So guys, by the way, if you guys are not on the new bot, okay, I should rename it. All right, I should name it the Millennial Skills Super Bot. Whoops, we're going to call this the Millennial Skills Super Bot because it's going to be upgraded. Before I had it, I built it on ManyCrash, but now that it's on Chatfuel, it's going to have some upgraded capabilities that I'm excited about. So let's get in here and let's talk about it. Oh, we can't even. That sucks. So that's why the welcome message was not working. So we need to change that. Okay, cool. So they've got a couple of options here. So if you guys are brand new to Chatfuel, all right, I've done a couple of videos on here before, but when I think about a funnel, when I think about a chatbot, right, that I'm building, I think about it in three sections. Okay, there's really three sections that when it comes to when building a chatbot. And I was explaining it to a client. Three parts of a chatbot. I was explaining this to a client, and it really made them feel gave them a lot more clarity about what they were actually going to get, right? And it gave them a lot of clarity about what I was actually going to build, because they could see that there was three clear sections. And I think about it like a house, right? And if you guys have, if you have a house, like you have this house, you need to put some doors on so people can get in. Well, the doors are like subscriptions, right? You need to have ways for people to subscribe, or you need to have ways for people to, opt in, right? That's what you got to have. You got to have opt-ins. And Chatfuel actually makes it really easy to build lots of opt-ins. So we'll talk about that as well, okay? To make it really, to subscribe and opt in. Now, the second thing that you need to have is you need to have some furniture in the house so that people can sit on when you get there. You don't want them to show up to a house and it be an empty house. Sometimes that's cool for a party, but that's not always the best when you're trying to move in. Hold on, let me close my window as the neighbors are yelling. So subscribe and opt in. The second thing that you got to have is you got to have some content that's in here for people to be able to interact with when they get there. And I'll tell you that there's a few things, right? So you got to have a welcome message, right? And welcome message is important. And then you've got to have, FAQs in there. So the frequently asked questions, or the frequently asked information, or the frequently requested information. Let's call that FREs, right? FRIs. The frequently requested informations. And then you also want to have in here a default reply that helps them out as well. So we'll talk about, what that is. But basically, you want to make sure that you can help people who just type random stuff into the bot to be able to get helped out as well. And then the last thing, which is great about chatbots, is you got to be able to follow up, okay? You got to be able to follow up. And these are your sequences, right? And your broadcasts. So these are the three parts of a bot, right? When I think about a bot, like what is included in a bot, like this is what I think about, right? Like what do you need in a basic bot, or in any type of bot? Like these are the three things that you need, right? You need content, you need people to get into the house, you need people to have, be able to do something when they're in there, and then you need them to be able to, be followed up with afterwards, right? So super bot, let's do that, okay? 3 elements of a super bot. I like that name. All right, so then boom, just because I like to make things tidy. All right, so you see, this is what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to see if anybody's here. Anybody here? It'd be great to know if anybody's here, because Guys, we're going to continue to make Chatbot 101 the best place for you to learn not only how to build these bots, because I want to show you in here how to build them, we also want to help you sell them as well. But today we're going to focus on building them because you got to be able to create a quality guide for people if you want, or quality bot for people if you want to have some success. So I'm going to check, see if you guys have any questions. Yari says that she's grateful that I'm teaching on on Chatfuel because of ManyCrash. It's a much more powerful platform, and it's been much more reliable, obviously, as well. So let's talk about opt-ins, okay? How do we get people to subscribe? Well, the easiest thing is you'll notice that Chatfuel makes it really easy to get a link right here. So if I get a link, I can actually create a reference URL right here, and I can just say, I can just make my link right here. And what I can do is I can click that button right there. I can click that link button at the very top. Let me see if I can make my stuff a little bigger here. So I can click that link button right there at the top, and then that'll allow me to be able to turn that block link on. And then based on this reference right here, I can just type in whatever I want. And then now I've got this link that if I click that link, that's going to take me right to my welcome page, right to my welcome message as well, right? So you can see here, thanks for stopping by. There it is. And if they want the guide, view guide, and they can hit DDK, and it's going to say like a follow-up message, right? But then if you guys haven't got this, then you guys can go subscribe. Go to m.me/millennial skills, and right here, and you basically will get it. But here's how you can get some reference links, super easy. Okay, so hopefully that makes it a little easier for you. What's up, Robert? I'm about to hang out with Robert a little later on our one-on-one call. Robert's actually in our Accelerator group, so we get to hang out and have one-on-one calls. So I'm excited to chat with you a little later. So guys, if you have questions specifically about Chatfuel, let me know. We're going to get into it. But the second thing that we want to do is we want to find out how else can we get people here. So you'll notice here that Chatfuel will actually create a landing page. It says, here's the landing page for your Millennial Skills generated by Chatfuel, okay? You'll notice that if I do that, if I can copy it, and I actually really like Chatfuel's landing pages. They're actually super sleek, right? Like, look at this. This is like super sleek, right? I can update this stuff if I want as well. Here it is. It actually gives me a kind of a little update on what they're going to be getting, right? And if I click Chat with Bot, it could say View on Messenger. It says it's just a preview. See the full functionality, just start with the chat. And if I click View on Messenger, it's going to take me right there as well. So this is something that you can do to create very, very easily landing pages. It actually does it for you as well. So you'll notice there that if you change your Facebook page cover, right, or the greeting message, that's what's going to update on the landing page, and you go to your Facebook settings to do that as well. Now, they also have these websites, right? So you can create a checkbox plugin, just like a lot of these other ones, where you can just put it on your website. And if you guys are already driving traffic to a ClickFunnels site, or you guys are already driving traffic to some sort of landing page, this makes it really easy to be able to get information, to get subscribers right from there as well. And you can go in here and you'll have to update your website. So you'll have to put in your website in there. So if I'm going to do that, I'll put, actually, I don't think I need to do that. I just need to do millennialskills.com, right? And so then what that means is that this is only going to show up on that website. And then you'll notice here, I can put a reference parameter, and it says track users from the source using a reference parameter, choose it from an existing parameter, or choose a new one. And I can just give them parameters, right? And so what that means is I can send them to a particular message, right? I can send them to a particular message right here. And right from the click on it, here's where I choose which message they want them to send to. So then I'll go in and I'll get my HTML code. I can use my JavaScript code if I'm still using that stuff, but it makes it really, really easy to get subscribers right from a website as well. You can get your messenger code. So let's see here. I'm wondering, does this work? Wondering if this is going to work. oh, let's see here. I'm gonna try and share my phone and see if I can do this. A plugin is required. I have the plugin. It doesn't matter, guys. All right, so here's where you get your messenger code. So if you go in your phone, okay, I'm gonna stop my share here. So if you go in your phone, you go to your Pages app, right? You go to your Pages app, and in here, what you'll actually be able to do is you're gonna go over onto your right, you're gonna click like your menu button, right? And then you're gonna hit messages. And then when you hit messages, you'll see in the top right here is this like messenger, there's like this little circle button. And then I can share messenger code and I can see it, right? And you can see, let's see. It'll actually even give me a link if I want to, right? So it's right here. There's my code right there, right? So oh, that's not it. So you guys can see there's the code right there. And if I scan that, then I'll be able to go directly into my bot. So this is another way that I was talking to Kim Barrett yesterday, and this is another way that if you guys are doing live prospecting, if you guys are doing in-person networking, if you guys have a client who has a physical brick and mortar business, having them subscribe right through the messenger code is another huge advantage as well. So let's see, what else? What other options are there? So I think that those are the big important ones. If you guys don't know, how many of you guys are running Facebook ads? Is anybody running Facebook ads out there? Because there's a very, very easy way to be able to set up Facebook ads to your bot. So if any of you guys are running Facebook ads, we can talk about how to specifically do that as well. But I'll show you how to do it. And if we jump in here and we go to Setup AI, well, Facebook actually in their new ads managers, right, what they actually allow is they actually allow for you to be able to, let's go in here. What they actually do is they actually allow for you to be able to send your bot a particular message. So if I go in here and I click Edit Messenger Setup, you'll notice here that down here at the bottom is a suggested reply. And I can change this suggested reply to anything that I want. So I could put, click here. And if I do that, then what I'm going to do is in Chatfuel, I'm actually going to go here to Setup AI. And then in Chatfuel, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create a new rule in here that says when people say click here, then I want you to deliver this text and I want you to say, yay, you clicked on my Facebook ad, right? You are so awesome. Or I can send them to a particular block in here. I can go in here and I can choose to send them my welcome message. So it's going to be right here in your add AI rule. This is where you're actually going to do it. You're going to go to Setup AI, and then whatever is in this box right here, whatever is in your suggested reply, you're actually going to send that to your Chatfuel, and that's going to be your Setup AI. And so that is what you do to run ads, and then people will automatically skip the Get Started button, and they'll automatically be able to do it that way. So Yari says, how to best drive people from Instagram ads campaigns to the bot. So Yari, are you running Instagram ads in the newsfeed, or are you doing like influencer campaigns where you're having them post? Because either way, I think it's the same thing. But I believe now, right? If I go now, I have my bot in my in my bio. I guess I was just checking right now to make sure that it worked. And so if I click my bio, right, it'll actually tell me, it'll open up, in Messenger, and it'll actually open up my bot, and it'll say open in Messenger. And obviously I have it installed, and then it'll ask me, if I want to leave Instagram, and then I can subscribe straight to the bot. So that's what I think is utilizing that bio right there. If you guys are actually if you're driving traffic to there, or if it's a Shopify shop, getting people to subscribe, when they come into the, when they land on the page, to have them subscribe to the bot in order to get a discount code. Hey, on your first time here, hey, on your next offer, right? Whatever it is, your next, item, get 15% off. Click here, to get your code, subscribe to the bot. Okay, awesome. Here's your code. Use this, to enjoy your shopping experience. And then you can track them, right? Shopify, Zapier, Chatfuel. You can track whether or not they actually purchased. And if they didn't purchase, then you can follow up with them and say, hey, I saw that you were, browsing around. Here's your coupon. Make sure you use it before it expires today, and so on and so forth. So let me know. I'm going to take a look and see if you were running in the newsfeed or if you were running actual influencer campaigns, because I think that they might be a little bit different. However, I think what's big is that giving people instructions, right? Giving people instructions on how to subscribe, right? Click here and talk to my bot to get your cool thing, or just giving people, instructions, and then obviously giving them something that they want, right? I think that e-com is very, very, I don't want to say easy, but it's easier to try, or it's easier to find something that people actually want, right? You could say 5%, 10%, 15%, a free this, a free that, with a bonus this, or I mean, there's so with e-com, there's so many different cool ways to get people to opt into it. So that's probably where you want to just kind of spend most of your time, is figuring out where just what the offer is really probably the biggest thing that I would say. So let's keep rolling, shall we? So we talked about the first part, and that's subscribed and opt-ins. Let's talk about the content, okay? And I mentioned content, welcome message, FAQs, FRIs, default replies. So I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, let's see. I need to go in here and I need to fix probably this default answer. So let's first talk about the welcome message. So this is the welcome message, is if they've never actually had a conversation with your bot, here's what happens, right? It says, hi, first name, thanks for stopping by. Many crash deleted my old bot, so stay tuned while the new one is built. That's actually, I've kind of built a new one, so we're okay. So I can say, hey, first name, thanks for hanging out. I'm just going to keep that same thing. Thanks for stopping by. You can access our newest guide by clicking the button below. I'm just going to give them a guide, right? I'm just going to give them some info right here. And then I'm also going to say in here, join Facebook group instead of there, because it's the same thing. I'm going to say join Facebook group. And then if they do that, I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to put it here. And then if they do that, I'm going to create a different block. That's going to be called Facebook group, right? So I'm going to say create Facebook group block, and it's just going to create that block. I'm going to go find it right there. So there it is in my resource. And I'm going to say we have close to 1,500 excited chatbot builders who are always providing value in our group. Then click the button below to join, right? So here's what I'm doing, right? I'm just adding different text. I'm going to add a button right there. Then I got a URL, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab the Chatbot 101 group, which is, oops. I'm going to grab the Chatbot. Ooh. I think I changed it actually. Chatbots 101. Nice. Yeah, we have that group. Look at that. Facebook.com/groups/chatbots 101. Ooh, that sounds pretty good actually. I like that. So I'm going to say join group, and I'm going to throw an emoji because emojis increase the likelihood that people are going to click. So I'm going to say join group, and then I'm going to throw in there. I'm actually going to throw in an emoji of a thumbs up. All right. Let's do that. There it is, join group, like that, boom. And then the block name is gonna go to Facebook group. So then I connect it, okay? Now, check that out, all right? So if I click, I'm gonna create a link, and then I'm just gonna call this Facebook group, okay? So then if I click that, you'll notice that it's gonna take me directly to that block. So it says, hey, oh, here it is. We have close to 1,500 excited chatbot builders who are always providing value in our group. Click the button below to join. Join group, and it says, oh, what the heck? That didn't work. So join group here, what I need to do is I need to put the URL. Done. There it is right there. So now let me click this. And then let's try it again. So we have close to 1,500 excited chatbot builders, right? Let's get that to 2K, right? The more that you guys like, and if you guys are enjoying this stuff, make sure that you guys take your fingers and your thumbs and you hit the like button so that we can just let Facebook know that this group is something worth joining. Did you guys know that they're actually tracking how much you guys are liking and engaging? And like, that's why I ask for likes, is because I know that Uncle Zuckerberg, if he sees a lot of likes on this video, he's gonna go, that's actually a good Facebook group. Let's suggest some more people in there. And the more people, then the better questions, the better trainings, the more trainings. It's all good for everybody. So likes and engagement are super helpful. So click the button below to join group. And look at that. There's our group, facebook.com/group/chatbots101. Look at that, the fastest growing chatbot training group in the world, right? We're not even a month old and we're already at 1,500 people, guys. Sky is the limit, right? Sky is the limit. So it looks like I want to answer Yari's question a little bit more and see if I can help her, because I don't think that I think that there is a ton of opportunity to get people like I would have them shop the site straight through the bot, right? So I would go in here and I would, if I click over here, let's take a look at my ecom one, right? I would have them shop the bot like straight through, where is it? See, I got a lot of spots here. Real estate, nope. Where's the ecom one? Oh, here we go. So ecom right here. So you'll notice that I would have them come in like off of the link and I would say, hey, if you want to shop, right? Like you can shop. Like I would even have the website like redirect right through the bot. At least that's me being like going all out, right? Because right here I can go ahead and I can track exactly what it is that they're actually landing on, right? And what's great about this is if I go in here and I click outfits, okay? Well, then I know that if they click this buy outfit, I can put a little, URL in right here and I can put reference equals, and then I can put in here, their messenger or their Chatfuel user ID, right? And then, whoops. So it's going, so I can do this, and apparently it's really buggy, but this doesn't let you click. But this will allow you, and you can do some other things with our softwares that will allow you to be able to basically track, right, who their person is. And this can sync up with, oh my goodness, this can sync up with Zapier, and then this can tell Zapier who's landed on what website, and then it'll actually allow you to be able to track who is searching outfit 1, who's searching outfit 2, who's searching outfit 3, and so on and so forth, right? I'm going to delete that. Chatfuel user ID. So it'll be something like that, right? But now what I can do is I can throw tracking links, right? Basically, I can just throw tracking right in here, and this will allow me to be able to know what different things that they're landing on, right? So similarly, if they click on something, right, like this, right, you can still host it right on the Shopify website, but then what you can do is you can add attributes, and you'll notice that we have user attributes that says ambassador interest. And so then now later on, I can go out and send all of those people who landed on this one, a follow-up to say, hey, do you want to become, an affiliate? So that's a big thing that I would say is a big opportunity for people, is to be able to track the what's actually happening on the website there. All right, let's go back to the Millennial Skills bot. Let's see. Sebastian says ecom examples is interesting. Yep, and it's only going to get more and more advanced as the tracking capabilities get even easier. Okay, so I've got my welcome message. I'm ready to go. Okay. Now the second thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to make sure that I have my default reply here, so I can say, sorry, I'm just a bot. but if you, actually, let's see this. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to get a little fancier, okay? So we're actually going to create a series of bots. So we're going to put a go-to block there, and then we're actually going to come here, and we're going to add a sequence, or we're going to actually add a group of default replies. So if they just say something weird, then it'll say, let's see, the first thing is, this, we'll just call this default reply 1. And so if they say something weird or they don't know that it doesn't know, it'll just say, I'm so sorry, I didn't quite catch that typing. See if you can use the menu below to get where you need. Let's just say that, right? If they say something kind of random, right? So it says, I'm so sorry, I didn't quite catch that. See if you can use the menu below to get where you need, right? And let's say, so if I want to say, okay, so let's actually go in here, and if they say, thanks, thank you, thank you, thanks, thanks, if they give a thumbs up in here, then I can actually, whoops, thanks, and then I want to put a thumbs up. If they respond to thumbs up, then I want to say, it's my pleasure to help, sure thing. We'll put, you're welcome. I'll put, it's because you're awesome. So if they say any of these things, it's going to catch it, and it's going to say back. If they say thank you, if they say hi, hello, it's going to just respond back to these things so that it'll catch their answers, right? So this is right here in setup AI. So what else would they say? They might say, yeah, I think that's it, right? Those are kind of the random answers. Now, if they say something even more random, right? We've got default reply right here. So it says, see if you can get the menu to help you where you need. So let's go in here, and let's go into configure, and let's have a menu here, and let's say download resource. So then if they do that, then we're just going to send them to the DDK guide, right? And then if they want to do join Facebook group, then I've got the URL, and I got my Facebook group set, Chatbot 101, okay? And actually, I'm just going to download, I'm going to send them there. So we're going to keep download. Actually, we can do submenus. So let's do resources, and then let's add a submenu in here. And let's do create a submenu for this item. So then we'll do edit submenu, and then I'll do DDK download right in there. And that'll send them to the DDK guide. And then if I do this, then I'll do Facebook group, and then I'll add them right in there, and I'll do, excuse me, block, and I'll add that to the Facebook group, okay? So now I've got my menu, and I've got my submenu for my resources. So then if I go back here to automate, well, then the default answer, what I'm going to send there, that if they get there, I'm going to send it to the default reply number 1. Now, I also can do random here so that I could redirect to that one, or I could redirect to this one here. So let's do default reply 2, right? And then if you do default reply 2, well, then same thing. Let's say, not quite sure I understand you. Let's see. What else can we say? You can type YouTube. Let's see. Not sure I understand you. I'm still being built out. Let's put, and then so we'll have a little delay. The best place to get immediate help is our Facebook group, right? And so you just want to have somewhere to send them. You don't want to like leave this like a dead end, right? So just have somewhere to send them, and some way to be able to get help, right? Or Okay, so or, right, we can do it that way. And then I'm going to say, so we're going to do it like that. So we kind of randomize their default. And so we'll add a random block. And we got default reply number 2. Now, we can also do it consecutively where I can say, hey, go to this one first, then go to this one second, go to then this one third. I can also do that using attributes if I want to as well. But essentially, I want to make sure I've got my welcome message, I've got my default answer, and then I've got some sort of thing for them to be able to play around with once they're in here as well. Now, I am a big fan of, you'll see, utilizing user attributes. Notice the user attribute right here. I also like to use user attributes when they land on certain things. So it says, you know, here's the lead magnet that they got. So if they landed on this, then it'll actually, they're subscribed, their email, or has what lead magnet they came in off of, so I know that. I'm actually going to put that right here. And so I can put here if they are set up user attribute, subscribed, yes, right there, boom, boom. So that's what we'll put there. So if they come in off of a welcome message, they are subscribed as well. Now, if you guys have any questions, throw those down there. Otherwise, let me know what you guys are working with. It's great to see Andrew on and Tom. I appreciate you guys hanging out for a little bit. So let's see. So we've got everything that we need in terms of just being able to build kind of a basic one, right? Now let's take a look at our sample sequence, because this is what's great about Chatfuel, is that they've been able to implement follow-up sequences. So you'll notice here that I can decide how long I want to be able to wait until I send them a follow-up message. So you'll notice here I can wait 20 minutes, seconds, hours, days, or I can turn that off. And then I actually have tracking on the whole sequence, and then I have individual tracking on the individual messages right here. And so I can go in here and I can name this message first follow-up, and you'll notice that this is actually the message that will be sent out 20 minutes after people come in. And the ways that I do that, right, is if I do that, I can actually go in here and let's do follow-up block. And so you'll notice that if I do that, I'll just go ahead and subscribe to sequence. And then what I can do is I can subscribe them to that sample sequence. And as soon as they hit this block, then I'll be able to subscribe them here to these messages. And so that now, what I can do is I can utilize videos, I can utilize articles, I can utilize different texts so that you can be able to push and nudge the user towards taking the correct action that they actually want, right? Or that that you want them to do. So this is huge. Kiana says, what block is it exactly? Can you refer to what block what you're actually referring to? So we've got all these blocks in here, right? These kind of Chatfuel plugins, essentially, is what they call them here. But we've got JSON API, which basically will go out and grab, right? Let's see what it says. It'll go out and grab stuff to connect your Chatfuel, your Chatfuel bot, right? It says shows your JSON as a gallery card. You can use static or dynamic URLs with user attributes saved in the user plugin. So if I click this, right, what this is going to do is I will post this probably to wherever I'm going to post this to. Usually usually Zapier or something like that. And then I'll go in here and I'll grab the user attributes. I can grab their first name and their last name, right? And so this will be able to save this stuff. So this is the JSON API. And then this will send out this information to Zapier. This information will be sent out to somewhere else. So that is what the JSON API is. The user inputs is when you want to ask them for a particular, set of information. So you say, what is your email, right? And then chatbot, Chatfuel can actually validate it, make sure that they actually put in or they included an email, and you can save that, right, to their to that particular field. You can add multiple fields, so you have multiple questions, right? You can actually change what the default read. So if they didn't put in the correct email, you can say, I need a real email address, right? Which is, and you can say, if you don't want to give it, just type a at abc.com. right? And that will allow them to skip it, right? Just sometimes they get caught up in this loop sometimes where it keeps asking them for an email. So you just want to be mindful of that. So that's the user attribute. And notice you can validate for an email. You can ask for a phone number. You can ask for them to put in an actual number. You can do all those things. Now, if I go over here, I can do send email. Now, what send email is going to do is this is actually going to take whatever, when it hits this card, this is actually going to send the email to whatever email you put in here, right? So if it hits this card, then it's going to say you need to read this, right? Let's see. Oh, sorry. So I put that there, and then I put this there. So you need to read this, right? And then I can actually put in the user attributes. So I can put in whatever lead magnet they subscribed, and I can put in if they subscribed to whatever. I can put in whatever, and they told us if they entered in their phone number, right? So I can put in, their email in right here. So all this makes it really easy to be able to send an email and saying, hey, you have a new lead. Their name is, and then I can do, first name, first name, and last name if I wanted to. And so these allow me to be able to just plug those in as well. And so in order to access those, I just do the double brackets, right? But this is a send email. So if it hits this, if they answer this question, if they answer this question right here, then this will actually send an email to whatever email address this is. I've got a list. I can use a list. Live chat will actually allow the admin to jump in and start chatting with the user. So that's an interesting kind of opportunity for people in case they hit weird snags or if they need immediate help. Set up user attributes. I mentioned that you can define the user attribute, so you can go in there and you can say the lead magnet was this. This is what they subscribed from, right? This is what they came in off of. If I go to block, this is like a rerouting block. So this will say, hey, if they hit here, go here. And you can also add filters and say if they are like this and their lead magnet is this, then send them this. But if you add another block and you can say if they're like this or if they're anybody else, send them to this block. And so the go-to blocks allow you to do conditional logic so that you can say, these are kind of like the conditions of ManyCrash, right? You have audio, so you can obviously plug in audio. You have videos, so you can plug in videos, right? You just upload it to Dropbox, and then what you'll do is you just change the link, and you just put the DL right there, and then you just put the link, and then Chatfuel will go and download that as well. Chat room is actually an interesting kind of plugin here. You'll notice that it'll allow other people to conversate with each other, so it'll actually send out, the info, like the people's it'll let them talk to each other, which is kind of cool. It'll be interesting to see how that's being used. Share location. I actually don't know what this comment. Replace this text with your comments or notes. Oh, that's just for the developer. That's great. Share location. So it says show the quick reply that allows users to send their location to the bot, and will parse the user's data to save it to the separate attributes, right? So this is what it'll save it to, okay? And it'll allow them to be able to share their location right with a button, which is kind of nice. So lots of cool different things that you can do as well. So anyways, I got an interview that's coming up in a little bit, so I'm gonna grab some grub. Make sure you guys come hang out with us and me and Molly and show some love on that. And if you guys have, Kevin says, is the user attribute same as tag and ManyCrash? Yes, it is the same. They're the same, right? Except user attributes are two level tagging. Okay, user attributes are two levels. You'll notice that you have to set they're closer to a custom field, right? They're closer to a custom field more than tags, but they can stay the other way around. Any format for user attributes. So user attributes, it's I mean, there's lots. That's a whole separate thing that my brain. Kevin, if you go into our accelerator program and you go into our demo bots in our Flow Vault, you will find a flow that Andre calls a proper flow, and he actually explains very well how to create tags and how to create attributes from a developer standpoint so that your bot is actually organized. So I would go check that out, and that's probably the best explanation that I can give. But otherwise, we are going to have a master class on Sunday. Okay, we're going to be going over basically how you can create super bots super simply and how you can start selling them as well. If you guys want to get info for that, leave an emoji here, and we'll get you that info. Otherwise, I just appreciate you guys being part of CB 101 and making this the fastest growing chatbot community in the world. We hit 1,000 members in a week. We are at 1,500 within like 3 weeks. We're gonna go, we're gonna be at 2,000 by the end of the week here. So keep engaging, right? The more that you pay with your fingers and thumbs, the more this group will grow. So that's how you can repay me. And if you guys have questions, of course, throw those down there, and I'll try and answer them when I can. See you later.